Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to invite Rajni Ekunde ma'am over here for the next session. Ma'am is a skilled DevOps engineer with over 3 years of experience. She is passionate about cloud technologies and DevOps practices. As a recognized Docker captain and Women Tech Makers ambassador, a WTM ambassador, she actively contributes to the tech community through content creation and public speaking. As a public speaker, she engages with the global tech community on trending topics. Ladies and gentlemen, let us invite her on this stage with a big, big round of applause. Thank you so much, ma'am. The stage is yours.
Okay. So last talk of the day, I can understand the pain, but it's fine. Like after me, I guess there's only the panel discussion and you guys will be all free. So this is going to be the topic of my session. Okay, smarter workflows using Google Cloud, Serverless, natural language AI. So many things are there. Okay. Okay, so before going ahead with the topic, I would like to give a brief intro of myself. So that guy gave a good intro, but I would like to add more things to the same. So I'm working as a senior SRE with Okta. So recently I joined Okta, and I'm a Docker captain as well. So Docker captain is basically a program by Docker. So basically for my contribution in the Docker community, so I was selected as a Docker captain. And you can see WT ambassador as well. So now here also I can see like when it comes to women participation, it's very less. So in the same WT ambassador, we are working around how we can increase the number of women participants in such kind of tech conferences. And apart from that, I am an international speaker as well and a Lyft scholar as well. So that's it about myself. Okay, so coming back to the agenda of today's session. So first we'll take a deep dive into what is the intro, like what exactly is the topic saying, we'll talk about that. Then we are having why exactly we need to go ahead with smarter workflows, because we are having many options in the market, but why we need to make the pipeline smarter, so we'll talk about that. Then we are having serverless on GCP. So of course I'm gonna ask some questions as well when we're discussing about the serverless slide. Then what is NLP? We'll talk about that. Then what is, I do have two problem statements. So basically, one problem statement says about what is the major problem that enterprises are facing currently. And another problem statement talks about what exactly is the demonstration that I am having. So two statements we are having for that. Then we do have a solution as well. So I have an architecture created. So we'll talk about that. Then the key components we are having, then the demonstration part, and then we have the best practices slides. So this is the flow of the topic, flow of the session. Okay, so this is actually, there was a survey conducted by McKinsey, and McKinsey says that over 80% of the enterprises or organizations we are having, so they are already making use of AI, or they are planning or they are thinking about incorporating AI into their current infrastructure. So that is a really huge number, because 80% is a really big number. And also nowadays we can see that AI is like really a very hot term in the market. Like everywhere we go, people are going to make use of ChatGPT. We have Gemini. So many more AI models are coming in the market. So AI is everywhere nowadays. So this is the introduction we are having, okay? So, but directly getting into the content that I have written on my slide, I would like to give a real life example, okay? So that I don't know how many people are working professionals or students here right now. So I would like to just relate the same topic with a real life example, okay? Like suppose if you're working with some company and like the HRs of the company, so they do have this thing of quarterly, they will go to the employees and they will take the feedback from the employees, like whether if you're having any kind of complaints about the company, or you have some ideas that you need to give to the higher management, or any kind of suggestions you want to give. So many things are going to be there. So HRs to collect all this data from the employees, okay? So when it comes to like having, suppose if you're having 100 employees, or you are having 500 employees, for example. So you'll be having the data of 500 employees at one time. And if you're planning to go ahead with the manual approach, like, okay, I'm just gonna go ahead with the first employee, what is the suggestion? I'll just note it down. So if you are going ahead with the manual approach now, so of course it is gonna take a lot of time, and you'll waste a lot of time as well, resources as well. So many cons are there. So this same problem statement or the solution that I have created, or the talk that I do have today, is gonna revolve around the same thing. So talking about the things I have mentioned on the screen here, so manual workflows is going to slow down productivity, of course. So instead of going with the automation, we are having many tools in the market. So instead of going with that, if we are going ahead with a manual approach, so that is of course gonna like basically add up to the time to create the solution. Then we are having, okay, so whatever developers we are having in the company right now. So suppose if instead of giving them the work of writing the actual code, if we are giving them the work which are being done in a repetitive manner, so that is also gonna consume a lot of time and you'll be losing good resources as well. Then we are having like multiple GCP serverless tools are available in the market. So if we are basically going to make use of these tools, so we'll be resolving a lot of issues like time consumption or the resources. So this is the thing. Then we are having NLP as well, okay? So by incorporating serverless things and NLP, we can basically enhance the overall infrastructure or the solution that we have created. So this is a brief intro of the topic we are having. Okay, so why smarter workflows? So before going ahead with the second slide, so can anyone in the audience can just give me, tell me in the brief manner, like what exactly is gonna come in your mind when you're talking about a smart workflow or a smart pipeline? Anyone? Are you all students? Can I assume that? Okay, so I guess you all are tired, must be, because I can see like no one is raising the hand. Like, what exactly is a smart pipeline? Anyone, like if you have ever created a pipeline or anything, if you have worked around Google Cloud? Are you guys all new to Google Cloud? Okay. Okay, fine, no issues. We're gonna talk about that, of course. Okay, so why smarter workflows? So we'll talk about what exactly it is, but before that, we'll talk about why smarter workflows are being used. So 4 blocks you can see here. First one we can talk is reduction of repetitive work errors and the manual bottlenecks. So of course, whatever repetitive tasks that we are doing in the day-to-day work life, if we are talking about someone is working with some company on some XYZ products or XYZ services. So if there is any such task that you have to do on a regular basis, so by making use of the smart pipelines or smart workflows, we can say we can reduce that. Then we can free up the time for value-added strategic tasks as well. Of course, so if you have hired a developer and that developer is supposed to do the coding work, but instead of that, if you are going ahead and you are giving the repetitive task to that particular developer, so that is gonna basically not a good use of that particular developer's skills. So that's how we can again improve that. Then we are having react to business changes faster and smarter as well. So of course, like not last year, but 2-3 years back, I had seen someone had tweeted on, basically on Twitter, someone tweeted, okay, we need this new feature in Zomato. And that feature was really very cool, and the founders, like they took that into attention and they quickly worked on that new feature, and they immediately, I guess, in 2 or 3 weeks, they launched the new feature as well in the same application. So this is how exactly we can relate when we are talking about smart, changing faster to the business requirements. So if there is any new requirement or any feedback is coming from the customer, so if that is like you feel, okay, this is a good thing that we can add into the final product, so immediately you can take the feedback and you can work on it, you can create that feature and you can directly implement. So that is how you can quickly react to the changes. Then better decisions with the real-time AI-powered insights as well. So we are having many tools and services in the market, like we are having AI, we are having natural language. So many such things are there. So by combination of all these things, we can basically enhance the overall smart pipeline that we have created. I just hope I'm not boring you guys and you are understanding what I'm trying to say here. Can I get a yes or no? Okay, I can hear something now. Okay, what is serverless on GCP? So at least this you should answer. Anyone, what is serverless? This is very common actually. What is serverless? It's all in the name itself. Anyone? The audience in Bangalore is like super active, okay? I don't know what happened to the people of Pune. Like, I'm not getting a single hands up here. Yeah. Yes, please go. Mm-hmm. Mhm.
which helps you to do whatever you want on top of it. Okay, I hope I answered. Pune, come on, we can do better. Yes?
Yeah, of
खाना नहीं है
course.
क्या? अंतरिक्ष आज खाना नहीं दिया क्या? Okay. Yeah, you can continue, please.
Yeah, I am from Pune itself though, but I live in Bangalore, so I'm used to the crowd of Bangalore, so they are very active. Okay, so talking about serverless on GCP. Okay, so serverless. So you can see all, it's in the term only serverless. So, but we directly can't take the meaning serverless directly, okay? So if we are talking about serverless, so you'll say, okay, there are no servers at all. So that's not the scenario here. Serverless is basically the person who is basically managing the infrastructure, okay? So that person doesn't need to like worry about the servers. So whether it comes to addition of more servers, or basically you need to scale the servers, or you need to manage the servers. So these all things will be managed by the cloud provider. So this is what serverless means. So I hope like next time if someone is asking you the same question, you should be able to answer now. Okay, so this is serverless. And talking about what exactly serverless is on GCP now. So first thing we have is it's a fully managed service provided by Google Cloud. And also it's a service which is going to provide you basically pay on the go model. It works on pay on the go model. So you'll be only charged for the services you are using, and also there's a thing of you'll be only charged for the number of invocations that you have done for the functions that you have created. So it's a really great, because as the service is basically pay on the go model, so you can save a lot of money there. And then we are having no server management, and scaling happens automatically. So of course, so serverless doesn't mean that you are not actually you don't have the server. This is not the scenario. You just are not taking care of the servers. You just have to focus on what exactly are the functions that you are creating, which is adding more value to your entire infrastructure. Then we are having focus on code logic, not the infrastructure overhead. So of course, so you just have to focus more on writing the correct functions which are going to support your entire infrastructure, and not worry about the servers which are there. And then we have one more thing, like these are the services. We do have cloud functions, cloud run, and workflows. So these all are the services which are provided by Google Cloud, which are coming under serverless. Okay, so next we have is what is natural language AI. So talking with respect to Google Cloud now, so natural language AI is again is a cloud service which is gonna understand the human language, okay? So it's like suppose if you are having some natural data with you, like basically you have collected a lot of feedbacks from your customers, or you are having any kind of suggestions or ideas, but that is basically written in human language. So this kind of raw data you are having, so natural language AI is basically gonna help you to analyze, to work on that data, and you'll be getting finally a filtered data you'll be getting. So this is what exactly natural language AI is gonna do. And you can see second block says extraction of sentiments, entities, topics. So based on, see, whenever you are basically trying to like incorporate natural language in your data, so it is gonna take care of what is the patterns which are repeating, like what kind of feedbacks you can see which are basically in the same manner, or they're following the same theme. So this kind of filtration is gonna be done by the natural language AI. Then we are having pre-trained models and customized with Vertex AI. So we are having many pre-trained models available in the market. So based on the use case that we are following, so we can go ahead and we can make use of that particular model, and accordingly we can just get the results. And customization again is available using Vertex AI. Then we do have transformation of unstructured text into actionable. So that is what I told, like if you are having the raw data, you can just basically convert the same data into structured data. So this is what natural language is. Okay, so this is the first problem statement we are having, which is the organization level problem statement. Okay, so earlier we used to have monolithic architecture, and now we have shifted to microservices based architecture. So anyone here knows about what is monolithic architecture? This is the very general. Okay, anyone? Monolithic architecture, microservice architecture, I guess there was a subject in my engineering, so which talked about monolithic architectures. Anyone? Okay, fine. So earlier we used to have monolithic architecture. So monolithic architecture basically says that for your entire infrastructure or your entire application that you are having, you'll be only making use of one single server. And that single server, again, you'll have to take care of a lot of things. Like you'll have to basically go to the market, buy the server, you'll have to rent a place and configure everything there on that particular place, and the networking thing, database thing. So many things are gonna come in the picture if we are talking about creation of the infrastructure. And the entire load, like suppose if your particular application is having multiple services in it, like whether it can be the payment service or it can be the catalog service, so many services are there. So these all services are gonna be taken care by that one particular server. So this is what basically monolithic architecture was. And of course, like it is having a lot of cons as well. So that is why we shifted to microservice-based architecture now, so where basically all the services are getting distributed into multiple microservices we can create, and each microservice will be taking care of that particular service. So this is how we have evolved. So talking about what exactly is the problems that organizations are facing right now, okay? So manual workflows is gonna limit the growth. So of course, if you are going ahead with a physical infrastructure, or if you are going ahead with a manual approach, so a lot of cons, of course, time, you'll have to spend a lot of time. You'll have to hire more people, and for that, you'll have to spend money as well. So a lot of cons are there, okay? And also it's gonna take a lot of time. Like suppose if you're following a manual approach, and there is a new feature you need to add. So for that, integration of that new feature into the current infrastructure, that is gonna take a really long time. So these are the cons of going ahead with a manual approach. And again, like if you're talking about the scalability as well, like suppose if your application got really very popular, and like more and more people are trying to install the same and they are trying to use the same. So when it comes to scaling, so if we are going in with manual approach, so scalability again is gonna be a really big issue there. So these are some of the cons here. And this is another statement. So I have created a demonstration on this particular topic, smart ticket summarizer. Okay, so we can go back to the same example which I had given, like the HR thing, like how HRs are gonna basically collect the feedbacks and suggestions. Okay, so similar way we can go ahead with the support tickets. Okay, like suppose if you're working with some organizations, and you of course you're gonna make use of different accounts, and there is one XYZ account which you are not able to use. So you'll be basically going to the support system and you'll be raising the ticket key, okay, this is the account and I'm not able to use the account. Or basically you can say I need to change the password of the account, or my account is having some issues. So any kind of ticket you can go ahead and raise. And again, like suppose this particular thing, again, if you're going ahead with the manual approach, so that is again gonna take a lot of time. So you can see like support teams, then they will waste a lot of time basically by going manually, like what exactly is the issue of this particular person, and like whether he's having an issue with the account, like some password issue, some access issue. So going ahead with manual approach for all these things is gonna be really terrible. And how exactly my solution or the serverless and the natural language is solving this particular thing, okay? So the smart ticket analyzer system that I have created using Vertex AI, natural language, and many different services are there. So basically, whatever different things or whatever different tickets are being raised by different employees, so we'll be basically collecting those, and how we are like basically sending the same to another step. So that I do have an architecture created. So I'm gonna show the same in there. So did you guys understand like, what is the problem statement that I'm trying to solve here? Okay, so this is the solution that I have created, and this is the architecture for the same. So you can go back to the first block there, user or support system. Okay, so that is the support system, and there you'll be basically receiving the tickets from all the employees of the company. And this will be basically sent to Google Cloud. Okay, so in this Google Cloud, you can see the architecture. First, we have a Cloud Run API created here. So that is created using Node.js Express. So whenever a ticket is been created, so that basically a post request will be sent to Google Cloud. That is basically Cloud Run API it will go to. And from here, Cloud Run API, it's basically going to the generative AI model. That is the Gemini we are using here, Vertex AI Gemini. So it will go, API is gonna call this, this generative model, and then it's gonna basically process what exactly is the ticket that has been created, and it will be processing the same, and it will send the summary to the API. And once the API is gonna receive the summary, which generative AI model that is given us, so it will basically insert the same into BigQuery dataset here. So here we are storing all the filtered data. We can select whatever filtered data that the generative AI model has given us. So we'll be basically storing the same in this BigQuery data set. So we have created a DB named as ticket analysis. So we are inserting the same here. And once that is done, we can go ahead and make use of tools like Looker we are having, or we are having different BI tools in the market. So we can make use of the same for any kind of analytics or reporting purposes. So this is the flow. This is the demonstration that I have created. Okay, so these are the different components that I have used. Basically, the Google Cloud services we are having, which we have used. First one is Cloud Run. Okay, so Cloud Run we have used. We have Vertex AI, we have BigQuery for basically storing. And Cloud Functions we have Google Cloud PubSub, and we have Google Workflows as well. So these all services we are using. Okay, so there is a demonstration. Gitesh, demonstration. But I would really like to appreciate all of you, because I can understand, like, I have attended a lot of events, and sitting from morning 10 to like almost it's 4:30 now. So you are there the entire day in the event. So I really appreciate all of you. So how many of you are students here? I'm just trying to guess. Okay, a lot. Okay, so people who are not raising hands, those are developers, that means. So they should be able to answer the questions like serverless or the smart pipeline, right? Okay, fine, Toshil sir handled it well for it. It's cool though. Okay, so this is the video. This is, can I pause it from here? Okay, so this is all the scripts that I have used for my demonstration. So I'm gonna give a QR code at the end of the session, so you can just scan and you can go to my GitHub, so you'll get all the scripts there. So you can see smart ticket and summarizer we are having. Okay, so you can just go ahead and read all the information, how exactly it's working, what are the query that I'm running, what is the structure. So everything is mentioned in the README file of the repository. So okay, this is basically a table creation of BigQuery. So this is the existing one before we are adding any ticket data. So this was the previous table, and these are all the files. Okay, this is the pipeline that we have created. Cloud build YAML file we are having. Okay, so these are basically the different steps that are there in this particular pipeline. Okay, so you can just take a closer look when you are going to my GitHub and this particular repository. Okay. Okay, here we have created a Cloud Run function, and we are just basically gonna try to hit that URL of this particular Cloud Run. Okay, so I told you about the ticket analyzer. Like suppose if one employee is having issue with access, like he's not able to access the account. So whatever data, whatever ticket is been generated or created by that particular employee, so this is basically gonna be fed in this particular manner. You can see I tried resetting password, but it did not work. So this kind of tickets are gonna be created, and those all will be fed. So this is basically a post request that we are giving. Okay, so coming back to the AI model, that you can just go back and just imagine that architecture which I had given. So this was the next step. Once you have all the post requests, so we are directly going into the Gemini model that we are having, which is basically going to process what exactly the different ticket context is. So this was, okay, this was about resetting the password, but it didn't work. Okay, we are just gonna change some content, some context of that particular like ticket. We're just gonna feed some other information here. So I'm not able to create a new profile. Okay, so this is another ticket which is created by some another employee. So similar way, like 2, 3 more tickets we are gonna create. You can just go to the, like 4 tickets I have created. Okay. Okay, so we have added data for 3, 4 tickets, I guess. So coming back to this particular Cloud Run now. Just go to last 10, 15 seconds. Okay, so you can pause it here. So if you have seen earlier in my table, very less data was there, but once we added these all 4 tickets, and now you can see the data has been updated. So based on the context of the tickets that we had, so this table basically got updated because we went. Can you go to the architecture? Gitesh, architecture. Go back to the architecture. Okay, so that is what, like, basically we are taking the data of the tickets that we are having. We are going through the different services, Vertex AI, we had Gemini AI model, we had Cloud Run function. So many things we went through, and whatever the final result that we had, we are storing the same in the cloud, in the BigQuery. So this is what exactly the flow is. Okay, so this you can see. So this is the exact thing that we had done. So we first went to the Cloud Run that I had created. I showed that. And once we basically gave multiple post requests, so that is how it went to Cloud Run. Then we went to the Gemini AI model. And then from there, we just basically, like it did all the work. Gemini did all the work of basically going ahead. What exactly is the similar sentiment that we can observe in the different tickets that we are having. And accordingly, it basically fed all the data to BigQuery. So that is how the last block is basically the after thing you can do for analytics and reporting purposes. So this is what the demonstration we had. Okay, so these are the best practices. Of course, we need to take care of best practices whenever we are dealing with any kind of use case. So we can talk about securing the data as well. So it's very important to be secure, because if you are talking about an organization, okay, so you'll be having sensitive information there, okay? So employee data, employee ID we can say, or email ID. So these kind of sensitive information it can be there. So you need to be very careful with the security of the data. So for that, we are having things like IAM roles, or we can make use of encryption as well, so that we can enhance the security. Then we have monitoring and logging everything. So based on the requirement, if you want I need to keep a count of how many requests came to my particular infrastructure. So those all things we can keep an eye on using monitoring and logging services. Then optimize for cost as well. So again, like it's very important, like everybody wants to save money. So based on requirement and based on what exactly is the resources that we need to use. So accordingly, we can optimize the cost as well. So apart from this, also many different best practices are there, but I have just mentioned here the important ones. Okay, so that was the session from my side. And if you have any questions, or like not about this particular topic, but overall about DevOps, okay, you can reach out to me. You can just scan this QR code. It's gonna take you to my link tree. So if you want GitHub or LinkedIn or Twitter, anything you want, you'll get all the URLs from this particular QR code here. And before that, I would really like to thank Antarik sir, Pratik, and volunteers like Gitesh, all of you, because they have really worked really hard and they have organized this event really very well. So if you can clap for these all guys, please go ahead. Okay, so that was the session from my side. Thank you.